And we're live on YouTube.
Awesome. All right, welcome to our reading of Jurassic Park, the first movie in the series. And we got a real treat today. We've got a script that is not the final shooting script. And in fact, it is still in the progress of being revised. And you can tell because there are handwritten notes and scribbles and arrows all over the script. So it's when we don't usually get a copy of a script like that, so we're pretty excited to read it. But consequently, it is also going to be a harder script for us to read because we might not be able to read all of the handwriting changes or understand what all the arrows mean. But it's nice because it's kind of a way to see the script itself in the progress of becoming the final movie, and that's part of what our group is all about. So um, we're going to go ahead and introduce who's reading tonight, and we're going to probably rearrange a few of our parts as well. But
Recording in progress.
um, we're going to just kind of go down my list here and so that I find my list and go kind of in player order here. So, who do I have as player one? I think, well, that's actually Sherry. So we're going to go down, no, Julia. So we're going to introduce names, your pronouns, where you're at in the world, who you are playing, and where people, if you want to let them know where you are on social media so they can find you if they want to hire you. So, and I'll put that in the chat too. So, Julia, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Julia. I am from Seattle, Washington. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm Julia, she, her. I'm from Seattle, Washington. And you can find me on my Instagram at Sandpipers Design. And I'm playing Grant,
Grant and a volunteer. So this
volunteering.
is one little bit. All right. We're going to skip Sherry and go down to Vicky.
Hello, I'm Vicky Dykes. I'm in Penhold, Alberta, Canada. My pronouns are she, her. Tonight I will be reading John Hammond and Tim, and I will be a voice on the boat.
All right.
You can find me on Facebook. I'm under the name Vicky Dykes. I'm also on Instagram. I'm YogaGramma10 and the same name on Threads.
Cool. Let's see. Tahira, is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me? Because I'm switching over to my laptop, so hopefully you can hear me.
We can,
Okay.
yep, loud and clear.
Um, so let's see. I I'm in Virginia, originally from Florida. First time with this group. Tonight I'm reading four characters. I don't really know any of them, so we'll see. I mean, uh, I'm sorry, what was the other questions I'm supposed to say?
Just if where people can find you on social media, if you like.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm on Facebook under my name, Tahira Marie. So you can find me there. And yeah, excited to be here tonight. So thank you.
All right. And then we'll go to Izzy next, and I put your list of characters there, Izzy, on the
Oh,
list.
sorry. I
That's
was trying
fine.
to find it there. And what was the questions? It was. My name is Izzy Lou. My pronouns are she. In Houston, Texas. My characters are Regis, Wu, Lexus, and the voice narrator. You can find me as Izzy Lou on Facebook.
Awesome. All right. We'll jump down to Jackson.
Hello, I'm Jackson Gray. Um, I'm in Central Alberta. You can find me on all platforms, basically with the name Jackson Gray. What else? Oh, I'll be playing Mr. DNA today. Nidrai. How do you say his name? I always forget.
I think it's Nedry, but I'm not sure.
Nedry, and Dogston, and a ton of some other miscellaneous characters. So, yeah,
Awesome.
should be fun.
Okay. And then Aubrey, would you like to introduce yourself? And I'll give you some characters here in a minute.
All right. Hi, I'm Aubrey. My pronouns are I'm an darling. Sees what you get. Uh, I am from Rio Vista, California. And I don't know what the characters are playing, but if you want to hire me to do some of your readings or whatever you want to do for acting, what not, I am at Lucy in the Fair at uh, on Instagram, Aubrey McCoy on Facebook, and you could also find my music that I wrote and performed myself on Spotify. There you go.
And then if Sherry doesn't show up, why don't you take her characters, which are Ellie,
Oh,
Carter,
nice.
and the voice of Harding.
Cool.
So there are several characters in this script, and in the script they just say voice. You won't know which character is your voice unless you were paying attention to what page they were listed on. So we might screw up who's saying what voice, and that's just fine because most of those voices only have a little bit. But looks like I think Jackson's got the first time the voice shows up, and let's see. And then I think Izzy's got the next time the voice shows up. Or no, sorry, not Izzy. Tahira's got the next time the voice shows up. And then Izzy, and then I think Vicky, but I could be wrong. So I'll see if I can put it in the chat. I'll let you guys know if I can who's got the next voice coming up. Like I said, it doesn't really matter if we get them out of in the wrong order here. And then Jackson, did you want to? And I think I'll just let Jackson keep both of those roles, unless Jerry shows up. And we'll just have Jackson talk to himself in one scene. That'll be fun. So, and then I'm Kat Wilson, she, her, Gig Harbor, Washington. Tonight I'll be reading actions and descriptions, and there's an awful lot of them. So if anyone wants to share some of those, I'd be happy to let some other folks read those too, if you don't have a lot of lines in the scene. But if you do want to read, just stick your name in the chat, and I'll find a place to put you in there. So.
Or if you get tired, let me know and I'll take over.
Okay. And then I'm going to put the screen up, the script up on the screen, and then we'll get going here. So let me find out where I stuck that script here. I think it's this page. Let's see. I'm going to guess. Hopefully I guessed right. It says PDF. Let me see what I got up here. Nope, I don't see anything on my screen. That might not be it. 1 sec. Let me just go open that script up on my computer one more time, and then so I have it open. There we are. All right, let me try that one more time. Technical difficulties, folks. Thank you for being patient. There it is. I can see it now. All right. And I'm going to open it a little wider so we have the whole thing on here. Come on, where is it at? You guys don't see it either, do you? I can see it on my screen, but I don't know why I can't see it on yours. What's that?
I see it over here.
I can see it.
Okay, this screen is totally blank.
Okay, there it is.
It is a little small.
Yeah, let me see if I can make it larger.
I see it now.
Oop, that's a little too large. Okay, is that big enough to read?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I need to move my microphone then because that script is there and the mic is here. So let me see if I can let me see if I can move that script over to the screen. Try that. All right, can you still see it? Oops.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. Great, sorry. Let me try that again. All right, and you can see the whole script?
No,
From side to side, I mean?
no.
It's just a script.
And
What's
just see
that?
the top part of the first page.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to see the whole page, but I mean, can you see from the left side to the right side?
Yes.
You can see
Yes.
an eyeball, big yellowish, distinctly human stares rapidly.
Yes.
See that? We're good. Okay. So this draft script, I don't have the title page for it, so I don't have the legend as to who wrote this particular one or who edited it. So we have to, but it does look pretty legit here. So we're just going to start with page 1. And if you've got any questions at any time, stick them in the chat. And I will, for the folks that are on the screen here. And we'll see if we can, I'll see if I can keep an eye on that too. So we'll start off. And you can keep your screen on if you like, or off. Just make sure you're trying to unmute before it's your time to speak. All right, exterior, jungle night. An eyeball, big, yellowish, distinctly inhuman, stares rapidly between wooden slats, part of a large crate. The eye darts from side to side quickly, alert as hell. Inside the crate, we get glimpses of what's on the other side of those wooden slats. Jungle foliage, men with rifles, searing searchlights. The view is herky-jerky as the crate is lowered into the thick of the foliage. In the jungle. I guess it's a legend. The crate thuds to the jungle floor, and the ropes that held it aloft are unhitched, dropping onto the roof of the crate like so many dead snakes. It's quiet for a second. A roaring rises up from the jungle and grows deafening fast. The trees shake as something very, very large plows ahead through them, right at us. Every head gathered, and this little clearing snaps, turning in the direction of the sound in time to see it as it bursts forward through the trees. It's a bulldozer. It drops its scoop and pushes forward into the back end of the crate, shoving it across the jungle floor toward an enormous, heavily fortified holding pen that stands at the edge of the clearing. A door hangs open in the cage, making the space as big as the end of the wooden crate. The bulldozer stops as the crate is almost at the edge of the opening. The movement has agitated whatever is inside the crate, and the whole thing shivers. Growls and snaps are heard from inside. Nobody moves for a second. Finally, a guy with more keys on his belt than anybody else gestures to the front of the crate. Two workers jump on top of the crate and grab hold of handles on either side of the top of the end panel. The searchlights are trained on the door. The rifleman throws the bolts on their guns. The long, hard tug. The workers lift the panel, removing it, and toss it to the side of the crate. It hits the jungle floor with a dull thud. Whatever's in the crate is now free to move into the holding pen. But nothing happens. The guy with the keys gestures to the bulldozer, which moves forward, nudging the crate closer to the door, to the holding pen, trying to stir its occupants into moving. Still nothing. One of the workers on top of the crate takes a tentative step forward to try and look over the edge into the crate, but he can't see anything. He edges forward, a little further, only black inside the crate. He edges forward further still. The rifleman tense. The worker leans forward ever so slightly, and slash! A claw flashes out from inside the crate. The worker screams. The first rifleman fires, and we cut to exterior clinic night. Heavy tropical rain roars down the corrugated metal roof of a medical clinic in the tiny village wedged between the ocean and the jungle. A legend tries to place us. Bahia Anasco, western coast of Costa Rica. But to us, it's still the middle of nowhere. The beach is just beyond the clinic, almost impossible to see because of the torrential rain. Interior clinic night. Dr. Roberta Carter, 30-ish, is the ER doctor, but in her shorts and t-shirt. The only clue is the stethoscope around her neck, its bell rusting from the jungle air. She's got a chair pulled up to the silvery examination table and is playing cards with Ramon, 40-ish, an attendant. They're bored out of their skulls playing in silence. Ramon looks up suddenly.
Listen.
Carter, that's Aubrey. Aubrey still here?
Yeah, I hear it, Ramon.
No, listen.
She listens, and now she hears it too, a low rumble that grows steadily louder. They jump up, go to the window, and look out. Through the window, they see a wavering light that hovers over the ocean. It grows steadily brighter, stronger, and closer as the rumble turns to a roar. It's a helicopter. It rears over the beach and starts to descend, but is buffeted mercilessly by the storm's wind. Exterior, beach night. Carter and Ramon hurry out to the helicopter as it finally touches down on the sand. The chopper is an old big Sikorsky with the words InGen Construction painted on the side. The cargo door slams open and a man jumps out. Ed Regis is in his late 20s, in a windbreaker and dress pants, trying like hell to be in charge, but in over his head. He shouts over the prop wash. Do we have Regis?
¿Dónde? El doctor.
I'm the doctor.
Two more guys come out the back of the helicopter, carrying a stretcher between them. A man is on a stretcher, covered with a sheet that is soaked through with blood. Carter goes to him and runs along as they carry the stretcher toward the clinic.
You better get him to San Juan.
And to get over the mountains in this weather, you have to treat him here.
Interior clinic night. A hand sweeps the playing cards off the examining table. The injured man, whom we recognize as the worker from the top of the unlucky crate, is laid back on the table in their place, and a light swung around on top of him. Dr. Carter and Ramon pull back the bloody sheet. The man's clothes are torn and completely blood-soaked. Ramon starts to cut away the rest of the injured man's shirt, revealing a big slashing rip along his shoulder. Carter works on cutting off his pants, and there's a similar wound on his leg, deep enough to reveal the pulsing femoral artery. Carter talks like she works, fast, ripping cloth and tearing open medical packages.
What happened to him?
Regis and the other two men, who are standing timidly in the corner, look at each other. Regis speaks up.
Construction accident. He fell and one of the backhoes ran over him.
How long ago?
Half hour. Working on the new resort on the island.
Ramon starts an intravenous line while Carter examines the wounds. Around the edges of the ragged flesh, there are traces of a thick foam, which she rubs curiously between her fingers.
Which island?
Isla Nublar. About 120 miles due west.
Lavage.
Block him first.
She leans lower, probing the wounds with her fingertips. She furrows her brows as if something's not right here. She turns her attention to the injured man's hands. They're covered with long cuts and scratches which extend up to his arm, almost to his elbows.
Type him and get some blood into him stat. You three wait in the hall. I want to talk to you.
There's no arguing with that tone of voice. The three men file silently into the hall. Carter goes to a cabinet and takes out a pathologist's camera. She takes several quick shots of the man's wounds, especially of those slashed hands and arms, and sets the camera on top of an empty surgical tray. Interior hallway night. Regis and the other two men wait in the hallway, conferring amongst themselves in hushed whispers. Dr. Carter steams out of the emergency room and goes straight to them. They fall silent as she comes up to him.
If an earth mover had rolled over that man, dirt would have been forced into the wounds. There isn't any, only saliva, and he would have been crushed, not slashed.
Maybe the backhoe?
Back home, my ass. His hands and forearms are sliced to ribbons. These are defense wounds. That man was attacked and put up his hands to defend himself.
Regis has no answer to that.
Now, what do you want to know? What do you say? You start telling me the truth.
But there's no time for the truth, as cries of pain start coming from the other room, followed by urgent shouts of Ramon.
Shit.
Interior clinic night. The injured man is having convulsions, which Ramon is frantically trying to control. Carter hurries into the ER, goes to him, and tries to block his mouth to prevent him from swallowing his tongue, when the convulsions abruptly stop and the man lies still, dead. His eyes stare blankly. Interior hallway night. Carter comes back into the hallway to notify the men of the death. Regis and the others have moved over to the door to be the outside, which is standing open. Another man is standing in the open doorway. John Hammond, about 70, with a presidential bearing that leaves no question he is in charge. Carter looks at them from across the room and shakes her head.
He lost too much blood.
The men turn and look at her. Hammond draws himself up to his full height.
Damn.
Exterior beach night. The helicopter lifts off slowly and heads back the way it came, out over the ocean again. Interior clinic night. Ramon and Dr. Carter stand in the middle of the examining room, which is now empty and littered with blood and debris. They say nothing for a moment, perhaps stunned by the swiftness of the encounter.
The man. He said something before the convulsions. Raptor. Lassa Raptor. Something like that.
What does it mean?
I don't know. No Espanol.
She goes to the desk on the other side of the room and picks up a dictionary. She flicks through it. Ramon shrugs, grabs a towel, and gets down on his knees to wipe up the blood from the floor.
The raptor. It's English. Bird of prey.
Ramon looks up slowly, bloody towel in hand.
Bird of prey?
Why would he say that?
Bird of prey?
Struck by a thought, Carter turns and looks sharply to the other side of the room at an empty surgical tray.
Where's my camera?
Cut to Exterior mountainside day. Dozens of shirtless workers claw and scrape at a rocky mountainside that is the site of some kind of extensive mining operation. But it's all done by hand, pick and shovel, instead of dynamite and bulldozer. Mano de Diaz Amber Mine, Dominican Republic. John Hammond, surprisingly limber for his age, hurries up the mountainside, a commotion further up the hill. Most of the miners are heading that way, waving to Hammond and shouting in Spanish for him to hurry. Donald Gennaro Fortius, dressed in a city man's idea of hiking clothes and carrying an expensive briefcase, follows Hammond, trying unsuccessfully to keep up. Gennaro? Who's our Gennaro? That would be, Tahira.
And we're facing a $2 million lawsuit from the family of that construction worker. Your investors think the project is out of control.
We're constructing, Donald. Construction accidents are going to happen.
John, this isn't if a request, it's a demand. This inspection is going to happen. And we find this place unsafe. Oh, I am ready to shut it down. And if we find that this place is unsafe, I am ready to shut it down.
Yep, I told you you're tough to read. Hammond stops in his tracks. He turns around, hands on hips, staring down the hill at Gennaro. Gennaro finally catches up, sweating and out of breath. The excited miners stream past them, joining a group that is gathered around a hole in the ground.
I choose the experts.
He turns and fights his way through the miners grouped around the hole and jumps in. Gennaro breathes a sigh of relief, then turns and looks around the mine, which is about as primitive as such an operation can possibly look.
Jesus, what do we pay for this dump?
22 million.
2 miners are in the hole where they have apparently dug something very special out of the ground. Hammond takes it from them and examines it. A big grin spreads across his face.
Es perfecto. Exactamente lo que queremos. Perfecto.
The miners cheer.
22 million for what?
Hammond looks up and tosses whatever it is the miners found through the air to Gennaro. It sails out of the pit, over the heads of the miners, and the lawyer reaches up and snatches it out of the air. He holds it to the light of the sun. It's a chunk of amber, which looks like a shiny yellow rock about the size of a $50. With the light of the sun shining through it, we see that the amber is translucent and that there is something actually inside this strange stone. A huge mosquito, long dead, entombed there, perfectly preserved.
For that.
Cut to exterior the dig day. Somebody's playing in the dirt. A dental pick reaches down into a 2-foot square of rough dried soil that has been carefully excavated, revealing the whitish rounded arcs of fossilized bone. A hand carefully chips a chunk of foreign matter from one of the bones, then another hand dusts them clean with an artist's camel brush.
Dr. Grant?
Alan Grant, mid-30s, sits up, sweating profusely as we see the bone he's working on is just part of another skeleton he's excavating. Grant's a ragged-looking guy, long hair, a few days' growth of beard, well-tanned. His concentration is fierce. You wouldn't want to get in the way of it.
Dr. Grant!
Grant, not seeming to hear the voice, reaches below the rug layer's pads strapped to his bare knees and scratches. He breaks over, bends down again, and carefully paints the exposed section of bone with rubber cement before continuing. Another voice shouts to him, a woman's, and this one is impatient and unafraid.
Yo, Alan!
Grant finally looks up.
We're ready to try again.
Grant stands painfully, stretching out his back.
I hate computers.
He walks toward the source of the voice, and as he goes, we get our first look at the surrounding badlands. Exposed outcroppings of crumbling limestone stretch for miles in every direction, not a tree or bush in sight. In the dig itself, the ground is checkered with excavations everywhere. There's a base camp with 5 or 6 teepees, a flapping mess tent, a few cars, and a mobile home. There are a dozen volunteers at work in various places around the dig. Storm clouds are overhead. A thunder shower seems imminent. Another legend places us at the Badlands outside Snakewater, Montana. Grant arrives where 3 volunteers are clustered around a computer terminal, crudely set up on top of an empty case of beer. The volunteers are young, mostly in their early 20s, energetic, excitable types. One of them, Dr. Ellie Sattler, is in her late 20s, athletic looking. There's an impatience about Ellie, as if nothing in life happens quite fast enough for her.
Ready?
Give it a shot.
Ellie turns to a volunteer, this one about 20 yards away, standing next to a silver cart, with an umbrella over it that looks suspiciously like it belongs to a hot dog vendor.
Fire!
The second volunteer throws a switch on the hot dog cart, and the whole thing hops up in the air as it drives a soft lead pellet into the earth with tremendous force. There's a dull thud. The earth seems to vibrate, and all eyes turn to the computer screen, which suddenly comes alive. Yellow contour lines tracing across it rapidly, beautifully defining the skeleton of a dinosaur. The volunteers cheer and slap hands. Grant smiles in spite of himself. He looks at Ellie in admiration.
I'll be damned.
It looks a little distorted, but that's not the computer.
Postmortem contraction of the posterior neck ligaments.
Velociraptor?
Definitely. Looks perfect too. Maybe our luck is finally starting to change.
Ellie smiles at him. He looks down, notices he's taken her hand in excitement. He withdraws his as naturally as he can, but there is awkwardness in it, and they both feel it. One of the interns, only about 20, leans in for a look.
What did this one stand? About 5 feet? Doesn't look very fearsome.
Grant lowers his sunglasses, staring at the intern like he just came in from another planet. Ellie rolls her eyes.
Here we go.
Grant puts his arm around the intern in a friendly way and leads him to the computer screen. And this one's
You'd
going to be a
get-
little hard to read.
You'd get your first look at the raptor as you step into a clearing. But he knew you were there a long time ago. He's not so big, you think, shorter than you, only a little heavier. He moves fluidly, lightly, bobbing his head like a bird. Frozen, you stay, yet you think maybe his visual
You stay frozen.
acuity is based on movement, like the T-Rex. But it's not the raptor. You stare at him. Maybe he'll lose you.
And then on the screen, the image of the Velociraptor rotates around to the front, and we are facing it dead on.
The attack comes from the side, from the other two you didn't even know were there. The raptor's a pack hunter, you see, and he's out in force today. They slash at you with this.
He points the computer
A
screen to the
6-inch
raptor's
retractable
to the raptor's 3-toed foot.
A 6-inch retractable claw like a razor on the middle toe. They don't try to bite the jugular like a lion. They just slash here,
He points to the intern's chest and thigh.
or maybe across the belly, spilling your intestines. Point is, you're alive when they start to eat you. Whole thing took about 4 seconds.
The intern's face is a combination of fascination and dread.
So, try to show a little respect.
Now there's a man who loves the sound of his own voice. The group laughs and thunder rumbles overhead. Grant looks at the sky, which really threatens rain now.
Okay, let's get that fossil protected. I think in 2-meter trench ought to do it. If you start here and...
The computer screen goes black.
What happened now?
Ellie bends the tangle of wires that feed into the back of the computer.
We lost the inceptor for input.
And then I think we cut
Okay,
that.
do it the old-fashioned way.
Oh, the group groans. Grant starts off down the hill to the base camp. On the hillside, Ellie hurries up alongside him. She stares at him for a long moment as they walk. He stares back.
What?
We're going to talk about it this time.
Not if I can help it.
He laughs, she doesn't.
That wasn't funny, I'm sorry.
I don't want you to apologize. Look, the unexpected happens. Let's just deal with it.
I hate the unexpected. What did we do the last time? That was great.
We avoided each other for 3 days.
Right. What was wrong with that?
What are you afraid of?
He stops in his track and ticks them off his finger.
Women, children.
Ellie.
Hugh,
How
how can someone so educated be so clueless?
But Grant doesn't answer. His attention is now divided between the frantic digging going on up the hill and the impending storm, which is starting to loose its first raindrops.
They're not gonna get the drainage dug in time.
I mean, I admit I'm not a dead thing.
Where's that big intern? The one from Ohio. He ought to be helping him. Ohio
But
State, yes.
should that really count against me?
Grant turns and looks down the hill at the teepees below.
I bet he slept in again. Where did he think he is? Club Med?
Alan?
Without another word, Grant turns and marches down the hill, full of righteous indignation. Ellie turns and kicks a clump of dirt, frustrated as hell. The intern comes down the hill and stands next to her. They watch as Grant goes to one teepee, in particular, grabs it by the poles and shakes it violently, bellowing at whoever's inside. As the tent collapses, a young guy, big and muscular, stumbles out in his boxer shorts, totally disoriented. Grant shouts at him, gesturing to the top of the hill. Ellie sighs and shakes her head. She looks at the intern, a little embarrassed for Grant. And then
Alan? Yeah. Alan likes bones.
Exterior camp nighttime. The storm is over and the clear night sky is truly spectacular, lit up by a million stars. The camp is quiet at this hour. All the teepees look dark except for one, which glows slightly. Interior Grant's teepee night. Grant is up late, reading by a small lantern in his teepee. He looks up, hearing a noise we don't. The noise grows steadily louder as the teepee starts to flap and shake. The noise becomes a roar, like some giant beast descending on the camp. Grant scrambles to his feet and he pulls on a pair of pants as the teepee whips and sways around him. Exterior camp night. Grant runs into the camp where the wind blows everywhere. He shields his eyes and looks up into a bright white light that is the source of all this chaos. A huge helicopter hovering over the camp. As the others now start to stumble out of their tents, Grant is taken by another thought. On the hillside, Grant races up to the dig as a helicopter circles. The prop wash is blowing dirt and sand everywhere, filling in everything they've dug out, blowing the protective canvas. Grant tries desperately to pull the canvases back down to protect their work. He looks up at the helicopter and shouts, shaking his fist.
Lunatic!
Back down to camp, the helicopter's landed and its propellers are stopping. The volunteers are all gathered around it, talking amongst themselves. Grant comes down from the mountaintop like Moses, steaming.
Who's responsible? Where is he?
Everyone sort of backs away from Grant. One volunteer points timidly to a mobile home across the camp.
In the trailer?
Grant turns and stalks off toward the trailer. Interior trailer night. The trailer serves as the dig's office. There are several long wooden tables set up, every inch covered with bone specimens that are neatly laid out, tagged, and labeled. Farther along are ceramic dishes and crocks, soaking other bones in acid and vinegar. There's old, dusty furniture at one end of the trailer and a refrigerator. A man roots around in the refrigerator, his back to us, grumbling about the contents, which are mostly beer. His hand falls across a bottle of expensive champagne in the back. Did I cast this one?
I believe that's supposed to be Hammond.
Yes.
Aha!
He pulls it out, pops the cork, and takes a deep swig right out of the bottle. The door to the trailer slaps open, and Grant storms in. He stares incredulously at the man, whose back is still turned, drinking his champagne without an invitation.
Hey, we were saving that!
The man turns around. John Hammond, 70th, described as earlier, swig of champagne and wipes his mouth on the sleeve.
For today, I guarantee it.
Who in the God's name do you think you...
John Hammond, great to finally meet you in person, Dr. Grant.
Grant is struck silent. He shakes hands, staring dumbly.
Mr. Hammond?
Hammond looks around the trailer approvingly at the enormous amount of work the bones represent.
I can see my 30,000 a year has been well spent.
The door slaps open again and Ellie comes in just as pissed off as Grant was.
Okay, who's the jerk?
Dr. Ellie Settler, John Hammond.
In case she doesn't get
John Hammond.
it. Ellie thinks for a second.
Did I say jerk?
I'm sorry for the dramatic entrance, but I'm in a hurry. Drink?
He offers her the bottle of champagne. She takes it, unsure what else to do.
Don't let it get warm. Come on in, both of you. Sit down.
They follow him into their own trailer and sit down into the dusty furniture at one end. They look at each other, taken aback by this guy's style.
Dr. Sattler, I understand you're a paleobotanist.
That's right.
I'll get right to the point. Oh, good for you. I'll get right to the point. I like you, both of you. I can tell instantly with people. It's a gift.
Congratulations.
I like that. I own an island
I'm not sure I'm following this conversation.
off the coast of Costa Rica. Leased it from the government. Spent the last 5 years setting up a kind of biological preserve down there. Really spectacular. You have no idea. We'll be opening next year. That is, if the lawyers don't kill me first. Oh, I hate lawyers. You?
I don't really know any.
Oh, well, I'm afraid I do. There's one, a real pain in the ass guy. Represents my investors. Says I've been uncommunicative and uncooperative, and says they insist on an inspection, and being released before releasing any more funds. Outside professional opinions.
What kind of opinions?
Your kind. Oh, let's face it. In your fields, I am speaking to the top two minds. Why don't you both come on down? Spend a few days with us. I've got a jet standing by at Shotium.
I don't know. We just discovered a new skeleton and
At our usual consultant's fee of 20,000 per day, of course.
this would be an awfully unusual time for us to
Each.
leave the dig for any.
He oofs as Ellie elbows him in the rib, hard. Exterior trailer night. Ellie drags Grant out of the door of the trailer. She speaks in a harsh whisper as Hammond is still inside trying to control herself.
He's a
And Grant
complete
breaks
flake.
loose.
Don't even know what he's talking about.
Who cares? $80,000 is enough for 2 full summers of work here.
I'll go.
He heads back inside. She grabs him by the arm.
We'll go.
Cut to exterior Choate airfield night. An executive jet waits on a private airfield. Interior airplane night. Hammond, Grant, and Ellie climb aboard the tiny private jet and find seats. Hammond still has a bottle of champagne dangling from one hand. Another man is aboard, Donald Gennaro, the lawyer we saw earlier at the amber mine. He's wearing brand new Banana Republic safari wear, still with the package lines in it.
Dr. Grant, Dr. Sattler, this is Donald Gennaro.
We're
The
gonna
pain
skip
in the
these-
ass I told you about?
Yep, and then skip these two. We'll come back to them in a minute. Gennaro can't help but look Ellie up and down. Grant notices, gets jealous, but he seems to not even have noticed. Ellie looks to Grant to see if he, something, and then we go back to here.
How are you?
In order to meet you both, I'm looking forward to hearing your opinions on the island.
Grant and Ellie exchange a look. This is Ellie's line.
Oh, and don't worry, it's completely safe.
You know, we still don't know what's going on. What exactly is the nature of the island?
I can't tell you now.
Why not?
Hammond drains the last of the bottle of champagne and tosses it into a garbage can. He sits back and his twinkly eyes were never twinklier.
Because then it wouldn't be a surprise.
The jet engine screams to life. Cut to exterior Costa Rican street day. A bus roars by a cafe in San Juan, the capital of Costa Rica. Louis Dodgson, 50th, wearing the large straw hat and looking almost too much like an American tourist, walks quickly down the sidewalk, clutching an attaché case close to him. Dodgson is already sweating in the morning sun. Another legend reads, San Juan, Costa Rica. Dodgson ducks into the cafe. Interior cafe day. Dennis Nedry is in his late 30s. Big guy, the constant smile that could either be laughing with you or at you. You never can tell. He sits at the table in the back of the cafe eating a steak with fried eggs and drinking a beer. He spots Dodson in the doorway to the cafe, looking around. He laughs, shakes his head, and waves to him.
Dogston!
Dodson's head snaps and he hurries over to the table.
You shouldn't use my name. Dogston, Dogston, Dogston! Hey, we got Dogston over here. See? Nobody cares. Nice hat. What are you supposed to be? A secret agent or something?
Dodson sets his attaché case down next to the table and slides it toward Nedry.
$750,000.
Nedry smiles and pushes his plate away. He reaches down and pulls the attaché case closer to him.
On delivery, 50,000 more for each valuable embryo. That's $1.5 million total. If you get all 15 specimens off the island. Oh, I got them all. Remember, viable embryos. They are no use to us if they don't survive. How am I supposed to transport them?
Dodson pulls out a Gillette foamy shaving cream can from a shoulder bag he carries and sets it on the table in front of him.
The bottom slide opens. It's cold and compartmentalized inside. They can each check in if they like. Press the top.
Nedry presses the top of the can and real shaving cream comes out. He grins, impressed.
There's enough coolant gas for 36 hours. The embryos have to be back here in San Jones or Hone, whatever. By
San
then,
Juan.
San Juan. That's up to your guy on the boat. 7 o'clock tomorrow night at the East Dock. Not the main breath. Beef.
Yeah,
Make sure he got it right. Heh, how will you beat the security? I got 18 minutes window. 18 minutes. Hammond gets what he coming to him, and your company catches up the 10 years of research. We look at it as healthy competition. Sure you do. Survive of the fittest, right?
Dodson watches Nedry eat, a distasteful look in his face. He takes a napkin and hands it to Nedry pointedly. Nedry looks at him, hate in his eyes as he accepts the napkin, and Dodson says,
Survival of the fittest.
Cut to exterior open sea day. A helicopter skims low over the Pacific. Interior helicopter day. Grant, Ellie, and Gennaro are huddled in the back of the chopper, looking a little worse for wear for their long trip. Gennaro looks downright ill. Hammond shoves them to the front.
The accommodations could be a bit Spartan. Our guest lodge won't be completed until next June, but tents are more romantic, don't you think?
He looks at Grant, but Ellie answers for him.
He wouldn't know.
Grant gives her a dirty look.
There it is.
The three of them twist in their seats to look out the front window of the helicopter. Up ahead, they see it. Isla Nublar. It's a smallish island, completely ringed by thick clouds that give it a lush, mysterious feel. The pilot pulls up and hovers over a spot in the clouds. Hammond nods at him, and the helicopter starts to descend, fast, straight down.
Bad wind shears. We have to drop pretty fast. Hold on, this can be a little thrilling.
The helicopter drops like a stone. Outside the windows, they can see the cliff walls racing by uncomfortably close. They bounce like hell, hitting wild up and down drafts. Only Hammond still feels chatty.
We're planning an airstrip on pilings extending out into the ocean like LaGuardia. Hell of an idea, don't you think?
They don't answer, just hold on. As they near the ground, a luminous white cross appears below them, shining through the plexiglass bubble in the floor of the chopper. The cross grows rapidly larger as the chopper plummets, but a sudden updraft catches them and they bounce skyward for a moment, then drop again, even faster if possible. before landing with a hard bump. Silence for a moment as the pilot kills the rotors. Bang! The helicopter door is jerked open from outside. They all jump back startled as a man sticks his head into the chopper.
Hi.
This man is Ed Regis. This man is Ed Regis, and if we look closely, we recognize him as the man who brought the injured worker into the emergency room in Costa Rica. He grins at the startled scientists.
Ed, welcome to Jurassic Park.
Exterior hilltop day. A large, open-top Jeep roars down the hill's top away from the landing cross as the helicopter engine winds back to life and the rotors start to spin again. Ellie, Grant, and Gennaro hold on tight in the back of the Jeep. Regis and Hammond are in front. Enormous wire mesh fences separate the road from the jungle on both sides. There are large electrical insulators every few feet inside the fence, warning lights that strobe importantly, and very clear signs. Electrified fence, 10,000 volts. Gennaro leads over Hammond's shoulder and speaks quietly.
And it's completely safe?
Oh, hell yes. We've got almost 50 miles of fence throughout the island, and the larger attractions are surrounded by moats 30 feet deep. We know what we're doing. Get out of the way, Donald.
He shoves him aside to get a clear view of Grant and Ellie. He's grinning from ear to ear.
What are you staring at?
Your face. I wouldn't miss this for the world.
As they reach a flat area and pick up a packed dirt road, Ellie stares off to the right, fascinated by the thick tropical plant life around them. She tilts her head as if something's wrong with this picture. She reaches out and grabs hold of a leafy branch as they drive by, tearing it from the tree. She stares at it, amazed, running her hand lightly over it.
Alan?
But Grant's not paying attention, as he's staring off too, out the other side of the Jeep. As the Jeep bounces along down the narrow path, tree trunks whiz by on the other side of a wide moat of some kind. Grant noticed several of the tree trunks are leafless, just as thick as the other trees, but gray and bare. Hammond, watching Grant, signals to Regis, who slows the Jeep.
This shouldn't be here.
Grant twists in the seat as the Jeep stops and looks at one of the gray tree trunks. He starts to raise his head, looking up the length of the trunk. He looks higher and higher and higher. That's no tree trunk. That's a leg. Grant's jaw drops. His head falls all the way back and he looks up even higher above the tree line. As he watches, several of the top branches are suddenly ripped away, leaving a clear space in the tree that clearly reveals a dinosaur chewing the branches. Technically, it's a brachiosaur of the sauropod family, but to us it's always been Brontosaurus. It crunches the branches in its mouth, which is some 35 feet up off the ground, at the end of its long arching neck. Looks somewhat like an oversized giraffe, staring down at the people in the car with a pleasant, stupid gaze.
This species of Veriformin has been extinct for...
Grant, never tearing his eyes from the brontosaur, reaches over and grabs Ellie's head, turning it to face the animal. She sees it and drops the leaf.
Oh my God.
Gennaro, who is sitting in the back of the Jeep, just opens and closes his mouth, unable to form words. Hammond looks like a proud parent showing off his kids.
You want to go pet it?
Grant, riveted, has slowly been standing up in his seat as if to get closer, and now he is up on top of the bench, practically on his tiptoes, just transfixed by the thing. He lets out one long, sharp ha, like a combination laugh and shout of joy. The noise startles the Bronto, which turns its head sharply, and quickly 5 other heads pop up around it, one after the other above the tree line. Grant makes a large, loud, unintelligible noise and stumbles back, falling off the back of the Jeep and flat on his back in the middle of the road.
We are going to make a fortune with this place. A fortune.
Ed Regis turns around and smiles. That's Izzy. Izzy, are you awake?
Is he? You here?
Did I put her to sleep?
You bet your ass. Sorry.
Izzy, you got a line.
You bet. Wait, is it on mute? Okay, now I see it. You bet your ass we were.
The Bronto, apparently feeling no danger from these little creatures, stretches its enormous neck out and across the moat, right in front of the Jeep, across the road, and takes a bite out of a particularly lush tree on the other side. It withdraws, dribbling huge hunks of tree branch on the hood of the Jeep. Ellie leaps out and runs across the road, following the head as it pulls back. Her face is looked up in abject wonder. Grant scrambles to his feet, points at the Bronto, and finally manages to put his first words together since its appearance.
That's a dinosaur.
Ellie is at the edge of the moat, leaning against the railing, looking up at the sauropods in wonder. They're pretty light on their feet, a far cry from the sluggish, lumbering brutes we would have expected.
How many people know about this?
A few dozen consultants around the world. Most know they're part of the story, but not the whole picture.
Look at the movement, Alan. Look at the agility. You were right.
Grant joins her, and the two of them talk a mile a minute, right on top of each other.
I am. Look at him. Look at him. This is like a knockout punch for bloodiness. We can just tear up the.
God, I'd love to drag Aaron Mitchell's sorry ass down here from Yale and watch him eat every one of those smug theories he tried to shove down our.
Look at
Absolute-
that. That thing's got a what, 14, 15-foot neck?
The Brachiosaurus? 18.
And you're going to sit there and try to tell me it can push blood up an 18-foot neck without a 4-chamber heart and get around like that? Like that? Those suckers are fast, aren't they?
Well, we clocked them the T-Rex at 42 miles an hour.
I knew it.
You've got a T-Rex? He's got a T-Rex.
Grant rushes over to the Jeep and grabs Hammond by the lapels.
Let's go look at it.
Relax. Oh, there'll be plenty of time this afternoon.
How did you do it? How?
Come on, I'll show you. We should get on to the visitor center anyway.
No.
Ellie grabs onto the railing, and she's a little kid.
I want to see more dinosaurs.
You've come to the right place.
And this is Gennaro here. And Gennaro's got a line.
Oh, we are. Oh, no.
No, Gennaro.
That's Tahira. Okay, here, and you're muted, Tahira.
Oh.
Tahira, you got a line?
Where? I'm sorry.
Right
Where's
here?
Right here.
We are safe, right?
where am I? We
We're the-
we are safe, right?
I know, it's hard to see when you're
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to follow the mouse. You're doing great. Exterior Park Road day. The Jeep roars off down the road. Regis and Hammond are in front. Gennaro, Grant, and Ellie are in the back, staring up in unabashed fascination. As they zip down the park road, they come across and up and over the crest of a hill, which affords them a view of the large section of the park. It's a beautiful vista, reminiscent of an African plain with long, waving grasses, plenty of watering holes, and most of all, dinosaurs. There are herds of them, maybe 100 that we can see in one quick glance alone, foraging, drinking, frolicking. Grant shakes his head in absolute amazement, drinking it all in as we cut to the exterior main compound day. The main compound of Jurassic Park is the size of a football field, with 3 main structures connected by walkways and entirely surrounded by 2 impressive fences, the outer fence being almost 15 feet high. Outside the fences, the jungle has been encouraged to grow naturally. The largest building is the visitor center, several stories tall, still unfinished. It's a modern-looking thing, all glass and girder, except most of the glass hasn't been hung yet, and the walls are just plastic sheets, where there's there at all. The second building is completely finished. It looks like a private residence, a compound unto itself, with smoked windows and its own fence. The third structure isn't really a building at all, but more of a holding pen of some kind. Its latticework borders look well fortified, but for what, we have no idea, as the inside of the pen is overgrown with thick jungle foliage. The open-top Jeep pulls up in front of the visitor center. Interior visitor center day. The lobby of the still unfinished visitor center is a high ceiling place and has to house its central feature, a large skeleton of a Tyrannosaurus that is attacking a bellowing sauropod. A staircase climbs a far wall to what looks like another wing. Hammond and Regis lead Grant, Ellie, and Gennaro through the lobby, Hammond talking as he goes.
The most advanced amusement park in the world, combining the latest electronic and biological technologies. I'm not talking about just rides. Everybody has rides. Coney Island has rides. We made living biological attractions so astonishing they'll capture the imagination of the entire world.
Grant stares up at the dinosaur skeletons, chuckles to himself, and shakes his head. Ellie catches his reaction.
What are you thinking?
That we're out of job.
And Hammond has a line. Right here, Vicky.
Oh, come on, keep up.
Interior showroom, Gennaro, Grant, and Ellie are seated in the front of a 50-seat auditorium. The seats are big with safety bars that can be pulled down into place, like in an amusement park. Hammond is on stage in front of them.
The tour guests will all start here in the pre-show room.
Behind him, a curtain rises and a huge image of himself beams down from a giant television screen.
Hello, John. Oh shit, I've got lines.
He fumbles in his pocket for a 3x5 note card and scans it, looking for his place. The screen Hammond continues without him.
Fine, I guess. But how did I get here? Oh, here, let me show you. First, I'll need a drop of blood. Your blood.
The screen Hammond extends his finger, and the stage Hammond reaches out and begins poking it with a needle.
Ouch, that hurts, John. Oh, relax, John. It's all part of the miracle of cloning.
While the two Hammonds rattle on, the screen image spits into two Hammonds, then 4, then 8, and so on like a shampoo commercial. Shampoo commercial? Grant and Ellie huddle together excitedly in the audience.
Cloning from what? Low extraction has never created the full strand of DNA.
Paleo DNA then?
Grant says, or no, sorry.
There'd be too many sequence something
Sequence.
Sequence gaps, I think.
gaps.
Yeah.
Up on screen, the screen Hammond has been joined by another figure, this one animated. Mr. DNA is a cartoon character, a happy-go-lucky double helix strand of recombinant DNA. In the film, Mr. DNA jumps down from the screen Hammond's head and slides down his nose.
Hey, Mr. DNA, where'd you come from?
From your blood. Ooh, just one drop of your blood contains 1 billion of strands of DNA. The building blocks of life, non.
In the audience, the silhouette of Ellie leans over to the silhouette of Gennaro while Mr. DNA continues his speech.
Why is Mr. DNA Jamaican?
Kids love Jamaicans.
In the film, Mr. DNA has taken over the show and is speaking to the audience from the screen.
A DNA strand like me is a blueprint of the building of living things, and sometimes animals that went extinct millions of years ago, like dinosaurs. Dinosaurs left their blueprints behind for us to find. We just had to let them know where to look.
The screen image changes from an animated to a nature photography look. It's an extreme close-up of a mosquito, its fangs sank deep into the animal's flesh, its body pulsing and engorging with the blood it's drinking.
100 million years ago, there were mosquitoes, just like today. And just like today, they fed on blood of the animals, even dinosaurs.
The camera races back to show the mosquito is perched on top of a giant animated brontosaurus. The image changes, another close-up, this one of a tree branch, its bark glistening with golden sap, and Mr. DNA leaps onto the sap.
Sometimes, after biting a dinosaur,
Sorry.
you-
You went
go up.
too far.
You went, yeah.
Sorry.
Sometimes after biting a dinosaur, the mosquitoes will land on the branches on trees and get stuck in the sap.
The engorged mosquito lands in a tree step and gets stuck. And so is Mr. DNA. He tugs at his legs, but they stay stuck and he starts to unravel.
Woo!
Mr. DNA pulls free, but the mosquito does not. Now more tree sap flows over the insect, covering it completely.
After a long time, the tree sap will get hard and become fossilized, preserving the mosquito inside, just like the dinosaur bone.
A science laboratory buzzes with activity. Everywhere there are piles of amber tagged and labeled, with scientists in white coats examining it under microscopes.
This fossilized tree sap, which we call amber, waited for millions of years until we came along.
Mr. DNA looks through the eyepiece of a microscope. Through the microscope, we see the greatly enlarged image of a mosquito through the lens.
Using stethoscopes technology, our scientists extract the fossilized blood from the mosquito and...
A long needle is inserted through the amber into the thorax of the mosquito and makes an extraction.
Dino DNA!
On the screen, DNA data races by at headache speed. See Appendix A. Nothing but a blur. Mr. DNA jumps down in front of the data as it flashes back past in the background.
A full DNA strand contains 3 billion genetic code. If we look at its screen, like there, 1 sec, or
These, like
like
these.
these ones a second for 8 hours a day. It takes 2 years to look at an entire strand of DNA. But our Carney supercomputer and genes sequencers take only minutes to break it down. And that's only the beginning of what we can do. Let's look at the labs.
In the audience, Gennaro bursts into spontaneous applause. Grant and Ellie look at each other, not so sure, but there's no time to discuss it as the safety bars on the seats drop over them, click into place, and the first row seat starts to move.
Hey,
Oh, relax. It's part of the tour.
Grant and Ellie sit back as the row of seats moves out of the auditorium through automatic doors and into the hallway. Interior hallway day. The row of seats moves slowly past the row of double-pane glass windows. On the side of the first windows, which are beneath a large sign that reads, "Fertilization, technicians work at microscopes." In the background is a section entirely lit by blue ultraviolet light. Mr. DNA's voice continues over a speaker in each set.
Our fertilization department is where the dinosaur's DNA takes the place of the DNA is unfertilized crocodile ova.
Crocodile.
Crocodile ova.
Yep. Grant and Ellie lean forward, straining against the safety bars to see closer into the laboratory, but the bars don't budge, and the cars keep moving, frustrating the hell out of them. The cars reach another set of windows, these under sign identifying hatchery.
And then it's on to our hatchery, where the action really starts.
Grant's had enough. He slithers out from underneath the safety bar, runs across the other empty seats, and heads for the door of the hatchery.
Hey, you can't do that.
Too late. Ellie follows suit, stomping right across Gennaro's seat.
Come on, you guys.
Interior hatchery day. The hatchery is a vast open room bathed in infrared light. Long tables run the length of the place, all covered with eggs. Their pale outlines obscured by the hissing low mist that covers the tables. The eggs move gently, rocking. Grant comes into the room, Ellie not far behind. They walk slowly along the tables, fascinated. Henry Wu, 40-ish, Asian American, comes from the back of the room. Izzy, you're muted for your line.
Can I help you? It was mute, sorry.
Hammond and Gennaro come through the door not far behind Grant and Ellie.
Oh, it's all right, Henry. This is Henry Wu, our chief geneticist.
this artificial.
That's right. The embryos are mechanically inserted and then hatched here. Henry's produced 238 animals this way.
Fantastic.
Grant has picked up a card from one of the benches with a series of letters and numbers on it.
What's this code mean?
Well, normally that would identify the species being groomed, but with the strand, we're not sure yet. We think it's going to be a Colonorosaurus, a small herbivore, if I remember. It's hard for me to keep track of the names.
You mean the computers don't tell you what animal the DNA encodes?
Usually not. We tried phylogenetic mapping, but that took too long.
Ellie, you're muted.
So how do you determine species?
Wu smiles and gestures around the hatchery.
You just grow 'em.
Exterior main compound day. Hammond leads Gennaro, Grant, and Ellie across the compound toward the visitor center. Gennaro is at the front with Hammond, with one arm draped around his shoulder. He has become increasingly friendly with Hammond, even giddy.
It's brilliant, John. Brilliant. I was even prepared for it, and I was unprepared.
We've set up a little lunch in the visitor center, and then we'll head out into the park. Sound good, doctors?
But Grant and Ellie don't answer, as they've stopped and are staring at something. It looks like we skip that. Let's see. Hammond turns. They're looking at the latticework structure that stands at one side of the compound. A giant crane is lowering something into the middle of the jungle foliage inside the pen. Something very large. It's a cow. The poor thing looks disconcerted as hell, helpless in its harness, flailing its legs in the air. And Grant says,
What are they doing?
In that particular pen, I believe they're feeding the velociraptors.
Velociraptors. We'll say that word a lot, I think. Grant and Ellie just look at each other, then turn slowly and look at Hammond.
You bred raptors?
Just 3. Just 3.
Something wrong with raptors?
Oh, not a thing. They're fascinating animals. Fascinating. Come on.
He turns to leave, but the others stay rooted to the spot, staring as the cow disappears into the shroud of foliage. The line from the crane hangs slack for a moment. The jungle seems to grow very quiet. They all stare raptly from the edge of the pen, looking at the crane line. Suddenly, it jerks, like a fishing line that finally gets a nibble. There's a pause, and then a frenzy. The line jerks every which way. The jungle plants sway and snap from some frantic activity within. There is a cacophony of growling, snapping, wet crunches as the cow is literally being torn to pieces. And it almost makes it worse that we can't see anything of what's going on. And then it's quiet again. The line jerks a few more times, then stops. Suddenly, the sounds of the jungle start up again.
Jesus.
Pretty impressive, huh? Give them time. They're going to outdraw the T-Rex. I guarantee it.
This voice is Muldoon, who's Tahira. A voice comes out from behind them.
Oh, a voice comes from behind them.
This part here, this line.
They should all be destroyed.
They turn and look at the man who spoke. Robert Muldoon, 40-ish, African, stands a little behind them, hands in his pockets, hat shoved on his head. When Muldoon talks, you listen. Hammond sighs and shakes his head.
Robert Muldoon is our animal expert from Nairobi.
You think, sorry, that's Gennaro.
You think the raptors are a problem, Mr. Muldoon?
Oh, don't get him started.
They're too smart for their own good. I say we lob a couple hand grenades in there, bury the corpses, and destroy the rest of the embryos.
Well, thank you for your opinion, Robert. You're a ray of sunshine, as always.
Have you had problems with them?
We haven't yet found a suitable way to integrate them into the park setting.
What does that mean?
Okay, yes, we've had a little delay with the raptors, but what major park hasn't had delays? Hell, nothing worked when Disneyland opened in '56.
Sure, but if the Pirates of the Caribbean breaks down, the pirates don't eat the tourists.
Robert, we have guests.
Behind them, the crane whirs back to life, raising his cable back out of the raptor pen. The guests turn and stare as the end portion of the cable becomes visible. Only fragments of the cow's skeleton remain, the flesh being torn from it in a matter of seconds. Hammond claps his hands together excitedly.
Oh, who's hungry?
Interior Visitor Center lobby day. Hammond, Grant, Ellie Gennaro, and Ed Regis are eating lunch at a long wooden table that is set up in the lobby of the still unfinished Visitor Center. The lights have been dimmed, and Hammond is showing slides on a screen that have been set up at one end of the table. The slides he shows are artist renderings of features of the island. He narrates while the slides click past.
The Jungle River Cruise, where the boats follow tracks underwater, and the Aviary Lodge ride. Oh, none of these are ready yet. The park will open with the basic tour you're about to take. The other rides will come on line 6, 12 months after that.
Grant looks at Ellie, strangely morose. She looks back, the same mood. Ed Regis pipes up.
And we can charge anything we want. $2,000 a day, $10,000 a day. People will pay it. And then there's the merchandising.
Thank you, Ed.
Grant looks down at the plate he's eating off of. It's in the shape of a stegosaurus, right down to the spiky tail. Ellie looks at her drinking cup. It's got a T-Rex on it and a splashy Jurassic Park logo. She leans over and whispers in Grant's ear.
Is this all starting to disturb you?
Deeply.
Hammond continues at the front.
But none of that is to diminish our incredible scientific accomplishment. The flawless recreation of an extinct natural system.
Grant looks like he's finally had enough. And Ellie says,
Hold it. Let's get something straight here. You haven't recreated anything. You've reconstructed your general idea of a system. Well, of course, sorry, it's just hard. Of course, it consists.
System,
next to nothing about. Well, if I don't know, what's the matter with you? Don't you see the danger inherent in this? Hell, what you've done, man, barely operates within our present natural system without wrecking it. What makes you think those plants on the road on the way in, did you know they're poisonous?
And Grant says,
I think Hammond says first.
What's the matter with you?
Hold on, let her talk. This isn't just a pleasure trip, John. I'm delighted with the park, but if it represents an unreasonable security risk.
And Regis.
Okay.
Where's it?
On the margins on the right. This is
I think Ellie then says, "Did you know they're poisonous?"
Yeah,
And
those
Hammond,
plants.
"Well, did we?"
Yeah.
And
Okay, all
then
right.
Regis,
Sorry, I'll just do it again. Those plants on the road on the way in, did you know they're poisonous?
Where's Regis?
I
Well,
think it's Hammond
did
now.
we?
I can look on too.
okay. And then
No.
Ellie says,
No, you didn't. You picked those, or sorry, you picked them because they're pretty, but there are aggressive living things you know nothing about. And you're a geneticist. He can't even be bothered to learn the names of the animals he's creating, much less what they are.
and then this next
Grant
line
is, I think, right. I don't know.
Yeah. I know. So here we go.
Kind
We
of
got
cluster right
Hammond here. So Hammond and then Grant right there. And then we'll go back.
Believe me,
No, right here. Watch
Oh.
a mess.
we can take care of them.
Can you?
We go back to Ellie.
How long before we learn? How many times must the point be made? We build an Aswan Dam and claim it will revitalize the country. Instead, it destroys the Nile Delta, produces parasitic infection, and wrecks the Egyptian economy.
Dr. Sattler, help me here.
And this is Ellie's line, it looks like. Like Adam's on a soapbox as usual.
Alan's on a soapbox. I think it's Alan. Alan's
I
on a
think this is
soapbox as usual.
Yeah, I think that was. Grant.
But I happen to agree, as I'm worried about the dinosaurs. I'm worried about dinosaurs than anything else. This isn't their world anymore. The air is different. The earth is different. Even the oxygen levels are different. I believe, and there's a group of us, that dinosaurs didn't die out. They evolved into birds. If so, we have to ask why. Maybe they knew what they were doing.
Believe me, I-
We're working on it. There we go.
believe me, we've thought of all of those things you mentioned, and we compensated for them where we could.
Maybe, but there's one massive difference you can never do anything about.
What?
We're here, man. Two species separated by 65 million years of evolution have been suddenly thrown back into the mix together. How can we have the faintest idea what to expect?
My God, I picked you two to come down here and defend me against him. You're supposed to be dinosaur nuts.
We are. Are you?
Okay, wait a second, everybody. What specifically now are your concerns?
Outside, a car honks as a car pulls up in front. Hammond leaps to his feet, eager to get out of there, and starts across the lobby.
Good. That's the Jeep. You three don't mind a little company out in the park, do you? I want to combine a little market research for the science.
What kind of company?
Hammond stops in the middle of the lobby and drops to one knee, throwing his arms out expansively.
Kids!
In the doorway, two kids break into broad smiles. Tim, the boy, is about 9 years old. Alexis, his sister, looks around 12. They race forward across the lobby floor.
Oh, boy.
And that's Vicky and Izzy. Vicky is Tim and Izzy is Lexus. And they
Sorry?
say, right here, just one word.
Grandpa!
And cut to exterior visitor center day. Two large blue Land Rovers leap out of an underground garage beneath the visitor center. They move quietly with a faint electronic hum and straddle a partially buried metal rail in the middle of the road. They pull to a stop where the group is gathered. Ed Regis stands off to the side with Tim and Alexis, while Hammond has a hushed conversation with Grant, Gennaro, and Ellie. Grant seems to be leading the conversation.
This is a serious scientific inquiry, not recess. We don't even know if this place is safe, much less.
Of course it's safe. Oh, you think I'd send my own?
Gennaro?
You think I'd send my own?
I have to agree with Dr. Grant. Put them back on the helicopter.
I can't. It's already gone. Back to the mainland.
Put them on a boat then. I can't work with a couple of kids tagging along.
Oh, come on. The boat's packed with staff going home for the weekend. All right. If it's unanimous, I'll agree. Dr. Sattler, it's up to you.
Ellie looks from the children to Grant.
Let him come.
Ellie, come on. You're just doing this to make a point.
You're right.
She turns and goes to the kids, introducing herself warmly.
Have a heart, gentlemen. Their parents are getting a divorce and they need the diversion.
He turns and heads back towards the visitor center.
Good luck.
A sudden look of concern crosses Gennaro's face.
We're not the first ones to take this tour, are we?
The first? Oh, to take the tour? Oh, good God, no.
Chuckling to himself, he heads back into the building. Gennaro looks at Grant and heaves a sigh of relief.
Thought we might be in trouble for a second there.
The two kids have wandered over to Grant and are staring up at him. He looks down. They make him terribly uncomfortable.
Can I help you?
Are you really scared of me because I'm a girl? That's what she said.
Grant looks over at Ellie, annoyed.
She's a deeply neurotic woman.
What?
So, you guys travel abroad much?
What?
Grant sighs. Cut to the interior control room day. The Jurassic Park control room looks like mission control for a space launch, with several computer terminals and dozens of video screens that display images of various dinosaurs taken from all over the park. There's a large glass map of the island at the front of the room that is lit up like a Christmas tree with various colored lights, each one with a number and identification code next to it. But the place is unfinished, with unattached cables and construction materials and scaffolding scattered about. The mood among the half dozen technicians present is a bit chaotic, rushing around with last minute adjustments. Hammond whisks through the double doors and goes straight to the main console, where John Arnold, mid-40s, thin, pale, a chain smoker, is seated.
You tell them they're the first?
I never would have heard the end of that, bunch of warriors.
Okay, hold your breath. Starting Land Rovers now.
He pushes a button on the console. Cut to Exterior Visitor Center day. With a loud chunk, the Land Rovers start forward along the electrical pathway. Regis, Tim, and Alexis are in the front vehicle. Grant, Ellie, and Gennaro are in the rear. They head off down a narrow road that seems to run right into the heart of the jungle and plains. They head into Jurassic Park. In the rear car, the Land Rover speakers blare with a fanfare of trumpets, and the interior video screen flashes, "Welcome to Jurassic Park." A sonorous voice intones over the speakers, and this voice is Izzy.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. You are now entering the lost world of the prehistoric past, a world of mighty creatures long gone from the face of the earth, which you are privileged to see for the first time.
In the lead car, Regis picks up a hand microphone from the dashboard radio.
That's the guy who does the NFL documentaries. We spared no expense.
In the park, the Land Rovers pass through a grove of low, stumpy palm trees. Throughout the park, the fences and retaining walls are covered with greenery and growth to heighten the illusion of moving through a jungle. They come to a halt on the low rise, where a break in the foliage gives them a view down the sloping field that is broken by a river. The tour voice continues.
If you look to the right, you may catch a glimpse of the first dinosaur on our tour.
In the rear car, Grant, Gennaro, and Ellie practically slam against the windows to take a look. In the front car, Tim and Alexis do the same. Tim points and shouts.
Dilophosaurus!
Down near the river, there is one. A Dilophosaur, built on the standard carnivore pattern, is about 4 feet tall, with a bright-colored fan flanking its head. It crouches near the river, drinking, and its body is spotted yellow and black like a leopard.
Which is called the Dilophosaurus.
The animal looks up and gives a soft hooting cry like an owl. In the front car, Lex looks at Tim, skeptical.
Lucky guess.
Tim can hardly contain himself.
Cool.
In the rear car, Grant can hardly contain himself.
Cool.
The Dilophosaurus is the earliest carnivores, and thanks to our work here, we now know they are very poisonous.
In the park, the Dilophosaurus seems to sense that it's being watched. It turns to face the cars and crouches, staring at them suspiciously. It's kind of cute.
The Dilophosaurus actually spits its venom at its prey, causing blindness and paralysis. Or to eat at the
The Dilophosaur turns and bolts rapidly into the brush, disappearing. It moves by hopping like a kangaroo, but don't kid yourself, this thing is fast.
making it a beautiful but deadly addition to Jurassic Park.
On the road, the cars move on with an audible grind. Cut to interior control room day. John Arnold watches his computer screen and the video monitors at the same time, keeping an eye on the cars as they move through the park. Hammond hovers over his shoulders.
Gears are grinding.
He calls a technician on his left, who has his back to them.
Have maintenance check cars BB4 and BB5 as soon as they get back.
The technician grunts but doesn't turn around.
Minor detail, minor detail.
Yeah, along with the other 150. Where's the list of the new ones? Animal feeding resets every 12 hours, not every 24. Automated fecal analysis always. picked up some enzymes that aren't there. Motion sensors still pick up birds. These are just today.
Dennis, our lives are in your hands, and you have butterfingers.
Technician finally turns around, and as he does, we get a sinking feeling we've seen him somewhere before. And we have. Dennis Nedry is the man who accepted a suitcase full of cash in San Juan.
Hey, I don't know how to use. I don't know one computer systems of this size that you ever got up and running exactly on schedule or on budget.
I am not going to get sucked into another financial argument with you.
Of
I
course,
am not.
course not. Why should you?
The automatic light dimmers only work every other day.
The cost overrun liability was your idea. If you didn't think that you could.
You're right, John. You're absolutely right. Everything's my problem.
Quiet, both of you. They're coming to the Tyrannosaur paddock.
Cut to the exterior Tyrannosaur paddock day. The two Land Rovers have stopped at the edge of a large open plain that is separated from the road by a 15-foot fence marked clearly with danger signs and ominous-looking electrical posts. Everyone in both cars is pressed forward against the windows, eyes wide, waiting for you-know-who. In the rear car, the voice on the radio drones on, but Grant, Ellie, and Gennaro aren't even listening anymore.
Mighty Tyrannosaurus arose late in history. Dinosaurs ruled the earth for 120 million years, but it wasn't until the last.
Turn it off, will you?
Gennaro flips the switch and they go in silence. Ellie gets impatient. She flicks another switch on the dashboard and picks up the radio microscope.
Where is he?
In the lead car, Ed Regis picks up the radio.
A little shy. I don't think he knows he's our biggest hook.
Shy? Tyrannosaurus Rex is shy?
You almost never see him out in the daylight.
In the rear car, Grant nods his assent.
They were night hunters. Are night hunters.
He shakes his head in wonder.
Hold on. They'll try to tempt him.
In the paddock, there is a low humming sound. Out in the middle of the field, a small cage rises up into view, lifted on hydraulics from underground. The cage bars slide down, leaving the cage's occupant standing alone in the middle of the field. It's a goat, one leg chained to a stake. It looks around confused and plaintively. In the front car, Lex and Tim look at the goat with widely different reactions.
Oh, he's gonna eat it?
Excellent!
In the paddock, the goat waits and waits. From the Land Rover, 6 faces watch it expectantly. The goat tugs on its chain. It walks back and forth, nervous. In the rear car, Grant watches, his eyes glued, his breathing becoming a little more rapid. In the front car, Tim and Lex cannot tear their eyes away. In the paddock, finally, the goat lays down. In the front car, everyone sits back, disappointed. Regis picks up the microphone.
All right. No matinee, I guess. Maybe on our way back.
In the rear car, Grant picks up the microphone.
Is there any way we can look at some of the animals more closely? I mean, really examine them?
Yeah, I think so. Sit back.
With a jolt, the Land Rovers start up again. Cut to interior control room day. Dennis Nedry sneaks a peek at one of the video monitors. The monitor shows a steel door which is plainly marked embryonic cold storage restricted. Nedry looks to another monitor which is labeled East Dock. The monitor shows a supply ship moored to the dock unloading its cargo. He turns and looks up at the clock on the wall. It's 4:15. Cut to exterior park day. The Land Rovers are stopped on the road, empty. Regis, the kids, Grant, Ellie, and Gennaro are out in one of the open fields, heading toward a small strand of trees. Regis is in the lead.
It's through those trees. Our veterinarian, Gary Hardwick, is out with the animal now.
He looks up at the sky, which is starting to darken early in the day.
We should hurry. Looks like rain.
They step up their pace and hurry down a narrow path that leads through the group of trees. There ought to be a light at the end of the tunnel of trees, but it seems especially dark. Gennaro, who is the last one on the path, notices.
Kinda dark up ahead, don't you think?
Regis just smiles. Gennaro, nervous, calls out to the others.
Anybody?
But the others, ahead of him, aren't answering, as they have stopped in their tracks as soon as they got clear of the trees. Gennaro practically bumps into them, then looks up and sees what they're staring at.
Oh my.
It's a triceratops, as big as a house, facing straight at them, blocking the light at the end of the path. It has an enormous curved shell that flanks its head, 2 huge horns over its eyes, and a third on the end of its nose. It doesn't move, just breathes loud and raspy, and they stare at the thing aghast.
Were these
Grant pats him on the shoulder.
Herbivores, relax.
He could still step on you.
Naro looks at her, not appreciating that. Even in fear, he can't resist a peek at the look at her back. Lex takes a few steps from the thing and plops down on a log at the end of the trees. This voice is Harding.
Yeah. Hello!
Jerry Harding, the veterinarian, steps forward right between the giant forelegs of the beast.
Don't worry, Malden tranquilized him for me. He's sick.
Over on the log, Lex hears a rustling sound from the other side of the stand of trees. Curious, she gets up and heads for it, unnoticed by the others. Grant has gone rather gingerly to the Triceratops' mouth. The Triceratops' tongue, dark purple, droops limply over the animal's jaw.
Ellie, look at this.
Microvesicles. That's interesting.
She scratches the tongue with her fingernail. A clear liquid leaks from the broken blisters.
What are its symptoms? Oh, imbalance, disorientation, labored breathing, massive diarrhea. And I do mean massive. Dilated pupils too. Really? Didn't catch that.
Ellie turns and looks around at the surrounding landscape.
That could be a pharmaceutical effect. I'd like to check the local plant life for toxicity. What's the animal's feeding range? About 5 square miles. That'll take some time. Why don't you go ahead, Alan? I've got a gas-powered Jeep. You can ride back with me if you...
He is stopped in the middle of his sentence by a shrieking sound from a few yards away. They whirl. They see nothing at first, only screams.
The little girl.
They look frantically, but they can't see her anywhere.
She was right here with me.
There!
They all turn at once toward a field of long grass about 3 feet high that runs along the edge of the wooded area. Alexis is visible above the top of the grass. She seems to be floating, scooting along top of it, shrieking with delight. She whizzes past them, waving. They all take off after her, racing toward the grass, but abruptly they come to a stop at the edge. The grass rustles and bursts apart to reveal Lex, seated happily on top of a baby Triceratops, about 3 feet tall. The baby T-Tops skids to a halt in front of the other humans, and Lexi proudly jumps off. Lexi?
I rode a dinosaur.
You scared us. We thought...
Lex suddenly sails through the air at least 5 feet and lands in the dirt at their feet. She leaps to her feet, a wounded look on her face, and rubs her hands over her butt. She looks back at the baby Triceratops.
Hey.
They all move toward the baby, curious, and start to pet and poke it. Boom! The ground around them shakes as if from a small earthquake. They turn and see Mother Triceratops, which has stamped its leg and is lifting up to do it again.
The tranquilizer's wearing off.
Boom! The animal stamps its leg again and shakes its head, warning them to stay away from the baby.
I'd like to look at as many as I can get close to.
And right. Look at the sky. We'll have to hurry.
Grant turns at Ellie, a little uncomfortable.
Coming?
No, you go ahead. I'll see you back at the visitor center.
Grant looks at the others, drops his voice, hoping for a moment of privacy.
Ellie, I just wanted to say...
Let's go.
Ellie looks at Grant expectantly. He looks back at Regis and then at her, sincere but kind of helpless.
Well, There's time, right?
She nods. He looks at her, grateful, and then turns and goes. Ellie and Harding go back to the Triceratops, which is starting to come back to life. As Grant and the others reach the stand of trees, Grant turns back for one last look at Ellie. He raises his hand away, but she is turned the other way. Feeling silly, he drops his hand and goes into the woods. Just as he does, Ellie turns and waves at him, but with his back turned, he misses it too. In this way, they say goodbye. Overhead, the skies are darkening rapidly. It's going to be a hell of a storm. Cut to exterior park dusk. It's nearing the end of the day and it's awfully dark. Lightning flashes zip across the sky with a thunder almost right on top of that. The wind has whipped up and the trees in Jurassic Park are swaying like crazy. Interior control room dusk. The clock on the wall says 6:35. Dennis Nedry, sweat forming on his upper lip now, turns from the clock back to his computer screen, which is jammed with a series of complex commands. He runs one finger over a large button on his keyboard marked execute, but he does not press it. A phone beeps once and he scoops it up.
Control.
Across the room, Hammond is with John Arnold staring at the video screens. Arnold.
Grant's looking at the last of the animals now. The cars are turned around. They'll be on their way in a minute. Good thing that thunder's right on top of us.
Over at Nedry's terminal, he has turned his back on the others. He's staring at one video terminal, the one that shows the boat docked on the island shore. It's now being buffeted by heavy waves. Nedry whispers sharply into the phone.
I told Dogston a dozen times. 7 o'clock. I need a full 18 minutes.
Look, we're going to break up on the dock if you don't move now. Either you get the material down here in 12 minutes max, or you miss us. Got it?
Damn it!
He turns to Arnold, affecting a businesslike attitude.
It's the mate on the AMV. Out at the East Dock. They're requesting permission to disembark. A little early because of the storm, but I don't think it's a good idea.
Granted, those seas must be getting rough.
Are you sure? I think we
What's wrong with you? There's 100 workers on that ship who want to get home for the weekend. Permission granted.
Nedry chews his lip thinking. He turns around and whispers into the phone again.
Permission granted. I'll even be there in 12 minutes.
The line clicks and goes dead. Nedry takes a deep breath and looks at the clock. 6:37. Arnold snaps a button on his console with particular relish.
Visitor vehicles are on their way back to base.
He takes off his headset and for the first time sits back in his chair. He almost looks relaxed, and Hammond says, Vicky, you're muted.
You know, I think we deserve to congratulate ourselves, our first visitors.
Congratulate a number, of course, we did. This concern everyone, sorry,
Okay, really
has this completely misplaced. We're in control.
Dennis Nedry stands up. He's shaking his shoes, but he's shaking in his shoes, but trying like hell to be, well, of course. Nedry says,
anybody want a Coke?
There are various mumbles, some yes, some no. Nedry turns, reaches down with one finger and gently pushes the button on his keyboard. Execute. A digital clock on the computer screen starts to tick down from 60 seconds. Cut to exterior Park Road. Night has completely fallen now, and the rain has started. It's a tropical storm. The rain falling in drenching sheets on the roofs and hoods of the Land Rovers, which make their way slowly back to the visitor center. In the rear car, Grant and Gennaro are alone. Gennaro's almost giddy with relief and delight. He pulls a flask out of his pocket, unscrews the top, and drinks while he talks. Gennaro?
Hammond's a genius, a stone genius. I suspected it before, but I'm absolutely convinced of it now.
I have to
Your guess
I,
is
ha-
good as mine in this section.
I have to admit, I would have thought you'd have more problems with containment.
Come on, it's a zoo. We have experts in.
Let's see. Let's try up here.
I think he has problem he doesn't know about.
And then that's Gennaro.
What problems?
You want to talk to Dr. Settler first. I want to talk to Dr. Settler.
Okay. And then Gennaro.
Well, whatever it is, okay. I'm sure Hammond can figure it out. I've never been a rich man. I hear it's nice.
Grant stops listening to what he's saying. He turns and looks out the window and says,
Anyone who thinks they're above that just doesn't know life.
Gennaro just shrugs, not really following that, and he holds a flask out to Grant, who takes it and drinks.
You married?
Me? Sure, 3 times. I'm always on the lookout for a future Mrs. Gennaro.
Grant laughs and hands him back the flask. I'll start here.
By the way, I wanted to ask you, is Dr. Sadler,
Grant
What?
looks at him sharply.
I'm sorry, are you two,
No. Yes.
which?
I don't know. I'm not exactly experienced in this matters.
He takes the flask back and takes another drink. Gennaro turns his head away.
Did you laugh?
No. Do you have any inkling when you might be making up your mind?
Don't rush me.
The cars jerk to a stop. The lights in the vehicles and along the road go out, plunging them into blackness.
What the hell?
In the front car,
Going on?
Blackout.
more page to go. Okay, cut to interior control room night. The video screens in the control room have all gone blank, but the computer terminals are still up. Arnold nearly falls forward in his chair and starts tapping on his keyboard. Hammond hurries up behind him, as does Robert Muldoon.
What's going on?
I don't know. We lost power in the video screens, in the park, perimeter, in the security doors and systems, everywhere but here in the control room.
Hammond whirls, furious,
Nedry.
but Nedry's chair is empty. And let's see, hang on a sec. And that's where we're going to pause.
Yay!
That was fun.
fantastic.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, it's an interesting, isn't it, to see the script, how they what they decide to change.
yes.
There was
Yeah.
there was
There's
no
so many
doctor.
differences. Dr.
Yeah.
Ian, what's his last name?
Yeah, Ian. Oh gosh,
Oh,
why is his
I was
name
looking it
escaping
up.
it?
I was Googling. I was like,
Is that Jeff
we're missing
Goldblum's
people.
character?
Yeah,
Yes, Dr. Ian Malcolm.
Malcolm, Dr. Malcolm. Yeah, I
Yes.
couldn't. There's no Dr. Malcolm.
So he
I
wasn't in
think-
this one? Like
Mm-mm,
I
not
don't-
even in this one.
I
they
think
took him out?
because
No,
Th-
probably didn't
well-
have him in yet.
this is based, I think, like very, like heavily based on the book. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's
I think this
Allegius
is
and
definitely
stuff
much more.
is in the
Mhm.
book and whatnot, when Jeff
Oh.
Goldblum's character is not. So
This
Yeah,
is
and
See.
at all.
yeah, and
that whole start section too.
yeah,
wasn't-
and Muldoon. And Muldoon is different. Muldoon's really
Yes.
different. Yeah, there's just a lot of differences. Yeah, it's definitely closer to the actual to the actual book. Also, Hammond's character is a little bit more sinister in this. Did you notice? Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
And when he doesn't want to tell them they're the first, or
Yeah, just
he lied.
he lied to them, and he's lied to them about a few things in the park, and that's
Yeah.
partially why the park goes down in the first place, is
Yeah.
because of Hammond in the book. Hammond is not the kindly grandfather in the book that he appears in the movie.
Like the Jurassic Park version.
Right. In the movie, he appears this nice grandfather who like just
Just
made
kind-
this bad business decision, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, more or less, he trusted people who made bad decisions. Like he trusted Nedry, but yet,
Mhm.
or like he trusted other people. But this is like he's more like he's underpaying a lot of his own workers. You know, he's not
Mm.
really following all the safety protocols. He just wants what he
Money.
wants, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's more sinister in the books than he is in the movie.
Nedry definitely has a grudge against him. I
Makes.
mean, you hear him
Oh
saying
yeah.
he's going to get what he's got coming
Oh
to him.
yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He's like, we're not
Yeah.
having this financial discussion.
Oh
Oh.
yeah.
I really like that first scene, like the one where there's the woman Carter
Hmm.
doctor and stuff, because if I'm not wrong, is in the original movie. So it was really interesting to hear. I was so locked in, like listening there, because I was like, "Ooh, this is new."
Yeah. Wasn't in the movie at all. Yeah, it's really interesting. I think Carter might be in the book, but I'm not sure. Doing cat. Sorry, my cat's being weird.
I don't
What?
remember the movie, and I'm realizing a new one just came out, coming out.
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Yes, it was actually that one I found was really good. I think it was. I really enjoyed the Rebirth. I think it was pretty cool.
Rebirth
Is
was.
Spielberg still doing all of them, or is it
No,
somebody
he
else?
hasn't done it in years. I think he produces them, if
Yeah.
anything. But
Yep. Hold on one second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
yeah, no.
How many movies are now for the
I
Oh my
Jurassic Park?
gosh.
Five?
I
There's
Oh, there's more
three.
than five
There's
because
three
I
parks,
the original series had three. Spielberg
and
only, or like three or four. Then the one with Chris Pratt had another three.
oh wow.
And then now
Yes, you're
there's
right.
one. So there's, I would
7?
say 7, 8 at least.
Dang.
That is
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Man.
So,
Yes, seven. The last one is the Rebirth last year.
okay, so
yeah,
7. Yeah. I knew it was about that many.
Dang.
I
Yeah.
also found it
Well,
really interesting how, I mean, the audience only ever gets to see the dialogue. You
Right.
know, they get to see what the description they're describing, but you know, some of the times they just change particular words in the descriptions. You know, like making it adding in a few little words that won't make any difference to what the audience sees, but might
Right.
have some difference on what the director chooses to do. But
Well, and
Yeah.
the actors, it gives more context clues to the actors of what what the characters are supposed to be doing as well.
I really like that one part where the monologue was kind of the writer, you could tell, didn't know which character to get that monologue to, like
oh
give
yeah,
it
they
to,
changed like Grant and
like they
Ellie's
changed
lines.
it like 3 times with Grant or Ellie, like who's gonna get to say all that. So it was really fun. I liked that part a lot.
It made sense though for Ellie to say it because she understands like the plants and the biology of a lot of these
Yeah.
creatures. You know, like she doesn't know. Like there are a lot of theories about how they moved and how the thing, and that's Grant's
Hmm.
specialty. But she's all about the biology and the plant and the biosphere. So that made sense that she should be able to say that. I don't know if she says it in the movie, but it's really fascinating.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there is a lot of description for the actors here too. I mean, not all of the scripts I read have this many actions and
Yeah.
descriptions. Or if they
yeah,
do, you know, they're most like actions, what's happening as opposed to describing. You know, it's more actions,
Hmm.
and this is more actions and descriptions. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's exciting. I can't wait to read the second half. It's going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm
I
excited.
didn't realize the children entered so many pages in. Like in my mind, I would have thought they entered like by page 10 or something. Like it was definitely a lot later on them entering because in my mind that's like what I remember most because when the movie came out I was a kid. So I just remember it from like their point of view. So it's like, oh, there was all this other, like this much other stuff in front. Like I knew there was some, but I didn't remember there was that
I was a kid
much.
too when this first came out. So yeah, I agree. I mean,
I
like
feel
it's
like
really interesting, but I don't know, like they seem like they came in sooner. That's the other interesting thing is that Hammond doesn't actually seem to care about his grandchildren as much in this script as you can tell.
Mhm.
Like, because he's not really concerned about their safety, about the tour. That's the first time. You know, he's not
Yeah.
actually like really concerned about that.
Well,
I
I
think
think he's
also.
partly in denial
Hmm.
that
Agree.
it's not safe. I
Yeah.
think, even in this script, I think he did care. Even said something like what I said. He didn't actually say the word grandchildren, it got cut off, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, in the book, I mean, he does care about them. They are his grandkids, obviously, but he also like there's a section when he's like, if only the kids hadn't been here, maybe things would have gone differently. You
Yeah.
know, so it's a really interesting line. Oh, it's really interesting that Arnold is not black.
Mm.
I don't know if anyone noticed
In
that.
this
Muldoon is
script,
black and Arnold's white. Yeah, thought that was really interesting
in some of
because
this,
Arnold,
But they
oh,
changed it
that's
in the
Wu.
movie
But
because I'm
Arnold is played by
Samuel Jackson.
yeah, Samuel
Yeah,
Jackson.
Samuel
This is one of his
Jackson.
first roles, one of his very first roles. So it's really interesting.
I feel like the kids talk too more in the first, before they, when they're getting onto the carts and stuff. I feel like they have a
Yeah.
lot more lines than they had in
They,
this.
I
they just
agree.
So,
Yeah, because
Uh-huh.
I
yeah,
hardly remember the kids from this, and I just remember them more in the movies.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
especially Lex.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I feel like they chat a lot more.
Yeah,
I
and
agree.
Lex doesn't feel she feels younger than 12 in this. I don't know. Like
Mm.
she didn't feel I don't know, she like her I mean I get riding the Triceratops and everything, but like I don't know, just that made her seem younger for some reason. It was really interesting though.
you'd think a 12-year-old would know better than to get on the back of a giant triceratops.
It's
An
I mean it
8-year-old,
was a
I can
baby,
see the
but
problem.
yeah.
Yeah,
But a 12-year-old I would see her more as like
cautious.
she's a little bit more cautious. She's a preteen. She's not thinking necessarily about those things as much. She's trying to act like an adult. So
Now,
it's
so
interesting that huh?
yeah, if their ages were switched, if the brother was 12, I could easily see him jumping on a
Yes, absolutely.
triceratops.
But it is cool that she is the one who's
Oh,
jumping onto it. I do think that's really cool. I'm not saying that I mean, she must be a girl. She must be a horse girl. That's all I could say. Because that was me at 12, was jumping on horses. So,
So just to give you an idea, we read to the middle of page 60, and this is a 126-page script. So we are
dang.
literally almost halfway through the movie, and we haven't
Yeah.
even, really gotten into it yet. So we've
no.
just pretty
Yeah.
much got into the park, and
Set
then the
up.
storm hits. So we know that the majority
Yeah.
of the movie happens afterwards. But
Yeah.
so yeah, it's interesting. There's probably a lot more, like I said, dialogue that was cut out and more kid stuff put in, but
I'm excited to
and I haven't read
see.
the second half
So
of the script
fascinating.
yet because
Yeah.
I'm still so busy with other things. But we'll get the next week's posting up. So if you want to read second half,
I
look
will
for
be
that.
there
Is it next week or
Next
Yep.
Tuesday we'll do
next
the
week.
second half. Yep. And we have the whole schedule actually for the year. I haven't finished. I just need to clean it up and post it.
Mm.
So we'll have random Tuesdays off because my schedule has random Tuesdays I'm not free to host. So sometimes we'll have 5 weeks in a row, and sometimes it'll be 3 weeks in a row. There's a few of them might be like every other week, but yeah. So we'll keep an eye out for that schedule. I'll get that on the
Okay.
Facebook page later this week, as well as next week's event. I'll get that up tonight, so you can sign up for it if you want to read the second half. And
And
thank you very much for you guys for showing up, especially
yes.
for
Yeah.
Kira's this first time. You did great.
Yeah, you did
Yes.
great.
This
That
is
was
your
Thank
third time,
you.
I think. So
Thank you. I'm so tired.
That's
Thank
fair.
you so much.
And I'd like to say that the schedule we have for 2026, I'm excited about. We're going to do some interesting, fun things. Yeah.
you want to give a preview of some of the fun things, Vicky, or you want to
Yes.
let it be a surprise?
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe we
Yeah.
should let them go, oh, and have to wait because it'll be
Yes.
more of a surprise,
More
just like
fun.
Hammond.
Okay, cool. So
All
yeah,
right.
Vicky and I worked
Okay.
last week on putting together a nice schedule. So
Oh,
all right.
Kat, I'll have to talk to you about doing maybe somewhere fitting in an original script.
Okay,
So,
we do have Heather's original script coming up
yes,
too in
I
March.
know. So
So
I have to put it on the books from mine as well. It's a
Oh,
Western.
Heather's.
So I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'd definitely have a look at that.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll be able to squeeze it in this year,
We could
but
always
we'll
do,
see.
I mean, yeah, we'll see. If we got a week free, that'd be great.
And you guys can always read without going live on the weeks I can't do it, but
Sure.
I can't host the live part because it's tied to an actual account, so I'd have to actually hit certain buttons and put in passwords and things. But you can always read on a Tuesday that I'm not able to. You can record, you just can't post live. So
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad.
yeah,
So we could always do that. All right. Well, we'll talk about it.
okay,
Yeah.
That'd be fun. All right. Well, I'm gonna head
Thank
out then.
you.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Good
Thank
night.
Me
you. I'll see you
too.
guys next
Bye.
week. Bye.
Good night, everyone. Thank you. Everyone did
Welcome.
awesome.
Have a good
Yeah, y'all did awesome.
Yes.
Have a good one. Okay, bye.
one. Yeah, have a night.
Bye.
Night, y'all.
Good night.
Night.
Goodbye, cat.